There's the nose cone on the transmission. That needs to mount. As you see, there's two vertical bolts. I trimmed them down. I took about ½ an inch off the front of them. And it has to go through what are two bolt holes there, which are horizontal as opposed to vertical. So I needed to make a cross-shaped bracket. And here she is. Well, for this I wanted to make a diamond-shaped plate, but unfortunately I didn't have any plate that was big enough, so I built something cross-shaped instead. It's welded, it's pretty solid, and that's going to go in there. We're going to stick it on the front of that transmission and attempt to get this thing mounted and see how she all looks. Alright, I got that transmission in there. I should be able to start pulling some of this stuff out. And there it is. It's in. One automatic removed, that piece of crap over there, and one 4-speed manual Volkswagen bus gearbox installed. That seems to be a pretty good fit. That rear bracket, I had to bend it a little bit. I had to bend it probably about a 1/4 inch, ½ an inch, something like that. I didn't have to put any weird spacers on it or anything. I will have to cut a tang off the edge though, right about here, because it doesn't clear the starter. But that's not going to be too big of a deal. I can just shave that right off of there with the angle grinder while everything is still attached as you see it. I've got the front end bolted in using that cross-shaped adapter, which is mounted in there with some 3/16 of an inch steel plate. That was all welded in there and looks pretty good. Everything is nice and solid in through here. The next thing that needs to be done is the shifter shaft needs to be installed. The automatic gear selector, this thing, needs to come out. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of cutting or weld busting or whatever the hell needs to be done down there to remove that. I'm going to leave the provisions for it, all the little mounting tabs and everything, just in case whoever owns this in the future decides to want to put it back to automatic. And that's why I didn't cut that bracket out and make a brand new one. Instead I made the adapter. Because who knows? Somebody may want to go back to automatic someday, and that means all you have to do is unbolt the manual transmission, bolt in the new automatic transmission, and you'll be back in service with automatic. So I'm not going to tear all that shit up. So that sucker's in there mounted. It's good and strong. I think I'm happy with that. Just going to make that little modification right here, that little piece that's overlapping the starter. And got to remove the flex plate, install the flywheel, remove those studs on the bottom of the engine there, those two studs, and put in some longer ones. And then the motor can be mounted again. So that's upcoming in the very, very near future, maybe even this afternoon.